This is the white Affina 3D printer tutorial. The first step you're going to do is go to thingiverse.com. You're going to go to the search box, type in whatever you want to print. You're going to click on what you want to print. Press download all files. I already downloaded it. You can go into files and make sure it's there. It would be under downloads. It'll be a zipper file. You have to click on it, click on the file, and drag it to downloads to make sure it's ready for printing. Then you're going to open the software, press build, and this is the 3D printer software. So you're going to click on the first one. The second one is for pictures. Click on the file you want to print. It'll come up. And then these are all the tools you could use. There's scale, changes the size. There's auto place, rotate, which rotates the design. Move, you can move it around. And then there's more, undo, view. More, there's delete, mirror, fix errors, undo, reset to default, and save, which is what you want to do when you have your design correctly. When sizing your print, make sure it's small enough, because if you choose something too big, it won't print the whole thing. Also, make sure you get your print approved before you start. You also want to make sure your print won't go past the bell, or else you won't be able to print. So now you're going to do something called initialize the printer. There's add, print, and initialize, calibrate, fix, maintenance. So you're going to click on initialize. And you'll hear it beep, and then it'll start to move. And now the printer's initialized. You will always want to do this before you start printing. Now this is important. This is where you have extrude and withdraw. In the next step, we're going to use withdraw. So the printer uses a material which is like a plastic. It melts it and prints it. So if you want to ever change the color, you have to open up the printer, open up the door, take off the little flaps. That's where the material goes in. So when you're ready, you're going to press withdraw. And when it's done, it should make a beeping sound. So you might want to lightly pull on it while it's withdrawing, just to make sure it comes out. Now, this is not what it should look like. Something went wrong. It should be hard, not soft like that. Take it out through the back hole. You push together to take off the top of the wheel, and now you can take off the wheel of color. So now we're gonna extrude. We're gonna pretend like we put in a different color. So you have to put this thing on called the gliding tube. It was the clear tube you saw earlier. You thread it through. Now there's a hole in the back of the back door, and you have to find it and put it through that the hole. Make sure it's under that bar. There's a little area right there where you put it through. It might be easier to put it in the hole where it goes into the printer and then put it in. So now you're ready. Make sure you close the wheel. So now you're gonna go and press extrude. And when it starts extruding, it should make a beeping sound. And it should come out. Now, if you did two different colors, like you normally do, the bottom of it will be one color, and the top will be the color you want to print in. Now you want to pull out the material and close the door. These are all the different colors you could use. They'll be found in a cabinet. And these are the plates you use. You want to make sure you use the right plates for the right printer. These are some pliers you could use. And this is what you use to take off the print from the plate. And make sure you use gloves. Now, the plates for this printer are the ones with the warning hot surface writing on it. You put that in to the back of it with that side facing up, and those are the right plates for this printer. There are other plates for the other printers. Make sure you don't use those instead. The plates should also slide in and slide out fairly easy. It'll be hot right after you print, so make sure you don't burn your hand. Now these are other printer models you could use. They're a little older, but they still work really well. And if you head into the Surge, you'll find a couple more of a different printer kind. They're a little more complicated, but they also print. So now you want to make sure you put the flaps back on, and it might be easier to do this with the doors open. Make sure you have them on the right way. You also want to have a plate inside the printer, so when you're ready to print, it doesn't print on the printer itself. So now you're going to go over and press the print button. Press print. It should give you a message like sending with a loading bar, and then it'll say slicing with a loading bar. And then it should finally start printing. It'll give you a message that says the mass, and you just press OK. And it should start beeping, and then when it starts to move, that means it's finally printing. So this is what it came out as. You take the plate off. You close the door. So now you want to make sure you're wearing goggles, a glove, and you're using this tool to take it off. It might be a little hard, but you'll get it eventually. And now you can take off the supports if it has any. Not all prints have supports. And then you take off the bottom. And now your print is finished.